Hi, welcome to Raunchy Reality Recaps. Now, this week we're going over Shawn and Sara from Life After Lockup. Last week we saw Sara with her ex. He was on a video phone call that his sister showed up to the coffee shop instead of him. So he was chatting with her on a video phone call, and it still looked like they had some sparks, love for each other. You know, it seemed like he wanted to get back with her. Definitely wanted to get back with her. That was very well made known. Anyways, so we go to this episode, and it looks like Sarah's walking downstairs, and she sees Shawn helping with the baby. It looks like he was about to do dishes, and she starts talking about how bad it was the night before. And apparently I missed this in the last video, so I do apologize. I need to get on that. Anyways, she ends up talking how bad last night was, and apparently she was telling him about herself, you know, everything that we've been discussing that he's not been doing. And he went right to video game. So she came in, snatched that headset off of his head and threw it down and said, "You haven't listened to anything that I said." Like, dang, Sara. She got mad. I never seen Sara like that, but okay. She was like a little Tasmanian devil that came in there. Kind of scared me through the TV screen snatching that off. But anyways, Shawn, of course, being scared to death like he is from Sara, he apologized immediately, which was the right thing to do, because you don't mess with that. You just apologize. So anyways, he ends up apologizing, saying he's going to change his way. Sarah's like, okay, well, you said that before. You'll go right back to it, in a week. Anyways, so he ends up apologizing. They end up sitting down on the couch, talking about it more. And he says, I don't want you to feel like you need to leave. I don't want you to leave. I don't want to lose you and all this stuff. And she, ends up telling him again how, he's not making any time for her, how she's sitting there doing all this work during the day, but she ends up making sure that she has time with him. She has time for him. And he basically says, you're right. I do need to make time for you. And then it starts explaining how the video games and, how I just want to spend time with my kids because I wasn't able to do it before because I was working too much. But we all know, yeah, you might have been working a lot, and yeah, that might be part of the reason. But you weren't working when you were hooting and hollering up with Destiny, were you? Nope, you weren't. You weren't working. You spent all that time and money on a woman that you could have spent all that time and money on your kids. So at least he fessed up a little. It looks like Shawn's coming to the realization that he is a D-bag, and it's good to know. It's good to know he's getting there. He may not fully get there yet, but he's getting there. He's understanding how bad of a person and bad of a father he's probably been all these years, and that's a start. So we're going to give him that. That's a start. So they end up apologizing, hugging it out and everything, doing kind of a weird, awkward kiss. God, it reminded me of Chaz and his kisses. Oh, gosh. You'll see the picture. And she ends up, of course, saying, oh, well, I'm glad Shawn, he seems like he's really going to change, but I'm not going to tell him yet that I'm lying to him about seeing him to my ex. So there's that. So, yeah, she expects him to be changing and everything, but, of course, she's not going to change into a better partner because they need a storyline. Let's just admit it. They need a storyline. So, yeah, she's just going to stay this way lying to him because they need a storyline. Shawn might even know. Who knows? These sweet TV people lie all the time. So, the next scene we go and we see them going into a plastic surgeon's office, apparently going to get a breast augmentation. So Sarah's talking about how she just had some kids, basically, and they did damage to her body. Her, breast filled out when she was pregnant, of course, because those milks are filling up in the ducts. And, of course, after she had the baby, like all women do, after the baby, after breastfeeding, they end up going down, deflating, and sagging, which is awful. Which, again, is awful. Especially if you're a smaller woman, it does. It makes a big difference. Like, I didn't notice that much with me because, I'm a bigger woman. I got size, like, H, So, it didn't affect me that much. But I know women that it did. So, yeah. it sucks. I mean, it absolutely sucks. And she was going in there, trying to make herself feel better. Started out wanting just like, a C or a B, something nice. And of course, Shawn ruins it because he is, he thinks that he doesn't know why and why she needs to do it. Yeah. He doesn't understand why she needs to do it. She just said why she needed to do it because she wanted to feel better about herself. But of course, we find out exactly why. Because Shawn doesn't want other men looking at her. That's why. He doesn't want any other men looking at her. Because deep down, he knows if other men look at her, then that means they might hit on her. And if they hit on her, she might be like, hey, I can get better. I can get better with Shawn than Shawn. And from his attitude, the way he's been treating her and not doing crap with her, their baby, not wanting to help out and everything. And then just the fact of Shawn with his face and his personality, the only thing he really got going for him right now is his wallet. Like, that's it. That's the only thing he has going for him right now is his wallet. So, of course, he's going to be scared. Sarah's going to get better looking. I don't think she's going to be better looking. She's going to look more like she does, but with bigger boobs. But in men's eyes, she's going to look better looking to men. So he's going to get scared that she's going to actually realize that she don't need him. And for the fact that if she has to do everything by herself at home, she don't need him anyhow. So there's another child support check if she leaves Shawn. It's not going to be fun for you. So, of course, Shawn is like a lot of men, insecure, thinks that their wife is going to leave them if they find out, that there's another guy out there that likes them. If you treated your ladies right, you wouldn't have to worry about her leaving. Because the right woman is not going to leave a man that treats her right. Now, I'm not going to say every woman. I've seen women you can treat like angels, queens, give them the world, and they will just trample all over you and spit you out. But there's guys that treat that like women too. So we all got to look out. But you know what I'm coming from. Anyways, that was a long riff. Sorry about that. They end up going to the plastic surgeon, and Shawn's like jiggling around, like acting like he's jiggling around boobs or something. Which that was the funniest part. I mean, that was the funniest part. So they end up going into the surgeon, and they end up giving her a bra that they can put inserts in to see, which feels great. So they end up trying to C-cup, and it still looks like she's small. So she ended up trying to D-cup, and they look pretty nice and everything. And so you can see Shawn kind of enjoying it because he's seeing it where it's going. So I think he's getting on with the train right then when he saw what the outcome could be of her breast augmentation. So I think he's okay. He's going to be okay with it. He's going to be okay. So apparently she ends up getting a couple text message ringing one after the other, and she's like, hey, I need to go to the bathroom. Try not to be obvious about it. Like, you have your phone keep on going off and you magically need to go to the bathroom during your doctor's visit. Anyways, so she knows it's her ex. She ends up going to the bathroom and talking to him, and he ends up wanting to meet his daughter. And she's asking him, are you sure? I want to make sure you're good. And he's like, I just got out of rehab. I got my driver's license. And, she's talking in the interview that they do. And she says, he's done this before. He does it. He'll be fine. And then he just goes back to where he was. They can't trust him to, to stay in his life. So she's worried about it. And she tells him, her worries and everything. And she's like, I'm going to have to go through this with my mom, which I think is right. How she said it was her mom watched that child for basically 8 years, her whole entire life almost. And, he was never around there to help. Even though he was out of jail, he never helped with the child. He never tried or anything like that. And I'm glad that Sara has enough respect, since her mother did raise her child, that she talks about with her mother. So I applaud Sarah for that. I think that's good. Now, not telling your husband that you're having conversations with another man, specifically your ex. I mean, I don't respect her for that, but I respect her for asking her mama. So good for you, Sarah. So anyway, she gets off the phone call, goes back into the doctor's office, and Shawn's like, everything's all right. She's like, yeah, everything all right, Shawn. She's going to cheat on you in 4 episodes. So anyways, she ends up the next scene, which I'm glad they had a few scenes in this one. This is nice to see. Because I think this is going to be the headliner story, the headliner couple of this season, besides Monique and Derek. They're just crazy. So they're always a headliner. But anyways, so I think this is where we're going with this episode, with this season, because I think this is going to be the headliner couple, because we all want to see if Sarah's going to cheat or not, because not many like Shawn. So we don't care about him. So anyways, next scene, she ends up getting dropped off back at the house. By Shawn. Oh, which, by the way, she said in an interview that her ex was calling her during the day because he thought that Shawn wasn't at work. He took off for the visit, but he thought Shawn wasn't at work. That's why he was contacting her. So it lets us know that is a steady flow of conversation going on between them two if he knows the schedule. So let's just say that they're pretty deep in conversation. So anyways, she ends up getting dropped back off at her house where her mom's watching the baby. And that's when she tells the mom about her ex contacting her and wanting him to meet her daughter. Of course, her mama, how her mama is, she's like, she don't like the guy, but she ended up coming around because she sees how that's the best decision for the little girl. Her mom reiterates that she took care of that girl for 8 years. She didn't see her father. That's a long time for somebody not to come around, which is true. Like 8 years, dude. I mean, come on. You could have got your stuff together. You were out of prison for some of that. You couldn't send like a toy, a birthday card, something, and which her mom ended up pointing out that she thinks now that the only reason he wants to have anything to do with her daughter or his daughter is because Sarah's out. Because he thinks he might have a chance with Sarah, which wouldn't surprise me in the least. Because I've known a lot of men that literally, as soon as their wife, baby mama, girlfriend, or whoever has their kids don't want anything to do with them, don't want to be in the relationship, they will drop their kids like a hot potato. Because they don't care. Because they're like, hey, if she don't have anything to do with me, I don't care. I was only in it because of the kids. Basically, sound like Shawn did the same crap with his thing. Really, I mean, she's going from one man that she says that to one man that did that as well. As soon as he wasn't with his baby mama, it seems like he didn't have anything to do with his kids. He was off, finding other people, finding a new relationship. So I feel sorry for the kid. Because it is messed up, and I know men to do that. I've known women that have men that done that to them. I mean, it's messed up, and I'm pretty sure there are women out there that's done the same thing, but a lot of it, majority I've seen, is men that won't have anything to do with their kids unless their baby mama is with them, unless they can get some what from their baby mama. They don't have anything to do with the kids. So I completely understand that. I get where her mama coming from. Oh, and her mama did say something funny about how she's surprised Shawn didn't want all them hooters, those big hooters. Her mama cracks me up sometimes, so I'm glad her mama on here, because I like the moms and the sisters that crack up, because the cast isn't that funny, but the people on the sideline are, especially when they're talking crap about the people themselves. So her mom did say a couple things. Ended up telling her, it's okay. She's okay with it. And the only reason she is because it's for the little girl. So that's good. So that's where we leave this. Oh, and she ends she ends up saxing, you know, you're gonna tell, does Shawn know or whatever? And Sara says Shawn don't know. She's like, oh gosh, yeah, that her mama called it. It's gonna be a mess. It's going to be a mess. So we'll see where this goes. So I think, you know, they're going to hold it out for a couple of episodes, and then, you know, Shawn's going to find out, it's going to blow up, and then he's going to accuse her of cheating, and we all know where this goes. This is the storyline of the season. So anyways, this video is over. If please like and subscribe. I'll be bringing out all the other couples as well. This is my first video of the week. So please like and subscribe, and share as well. So y'all have a great day and enjoy the video.